katika ukipinduka shepu linavontatishaga kilo mambo inavokata dimato inavomwagikaga mitindo flani inayotukosha roho uzuri wa nyumba umeshakijaza choo na kusata rumba sheki sheki bumba aina kusukumana aina kero aina kusukumana aina kusata rumba aina kusukumana aina kero aina kusukusuku sheki bumba na kusata rumba.
Hello and welcome to Viva Africa 2019. I am Mukami Wambora and we have a very special show for you today. If you aren't sure who was marking the goal, who was actually goalkeeping, that was Hussein Mohammed versus Yvonne Okwara. And she managed to score. I don't think we got that on air, but she did manage to score and she will be here. And earlier on, last night we had asked Kenyans, wherever you're watching, whatever you're doing, as you're watching the game, you send in your tweets and your videos, and those were the people, a lot of people send them in. Those are the ones we chose, and for them, they get a very special prize with DSTV. Actually, it was at Rajoro Senior, at Hodgman Special, and at Omba Shize. So you guys have won yourselves DSTV t-shirts. Michael Kini, special show today?
Yes, special show. It's called the All Blacks edition. All studio, kila mtu in black yani. Yani niko na Shuri hapa, mse wa Gor, niko na Yvonne Okwara, sijui na support timu gani ile. Niko na Faisal huko, sio Faisal. Kuna Faisal na Faisal. Kuna Faisal nyuma ya Mukami hapo na Hassan Mugambi. Atakagi watu karibu na yeye. So security yako hapo pia. So anyway, ida kwa studio. So yesterday we had said Harambee Stars should just go and play. Basically go enjoy yourselves. Get yourself out there. They enjoy themselves first half. Second half, kikaumana. Now, calculators are out. But let's clarify something here. Yesterday we had said that going into that last game, we look at where you finish as number 3s, and that will determine if you qualify for the round of 16 or not. Rules are very clear. The number 3s will be chosen from the number of points that you get at third position. As it is right now, Guinea 4 points in number 3, they top that chart. Second is DR Congo, they have 3 points but have scored a +1 goal. Is it? Yes. Then South Africa with a goal difference of -1. Then Kenya is in the 4th place at the moment with a goal difference of -3. -4 actually. -4. Now, rules of engagement. Article 75 of CAF tournament rules. They say the 24 participating teams will be divided into 6 groups of 4 teams each. We finished off with that one. Then they said, going into the placements for the next round, how do we pair off the teams, the 16 teams that will be there? Because we've got the 12 teams that have qualified plus 4 best number 3s. These are the rules. 1A. This is what is interesting to us. If the 4 best teams qualify from groups A, B, C, and D, all right? If the 4 best teams qualify from groups A, B, C, and D, then A1 will play 3C. If groups A, B, C, and E, and not D, qualify, A1 will still play 3C. If A, B, C, and F qualify, A1 will still play 3C. Now, why is this important to us Kenyans? A1 is Egypt. If we make it through to the last 16, we will be 3C. Kenya versus Egypt, 7th of July. That is on Sunday, Cairo Stadium. I am not sure I want to watch that much.
And Mike, Yvonne Okwara is here. She's actually going to go and do for us and explain about those group standings. She'll take us through and explain to everyone.
Explain me toka Thursday.
She brought it to Viva Africa. And as usual, we want to hear from you guys at home. What do you think about Harambee Stars' performance? Did they reach your expectations? Use the hashtag Viva Africa 2019. You can use @Michael at Mukami Wambora, at Citizen TV Kenya. We'll be looking at some of your views. And Mike, 10,000 up for grabs.
10,000 bob. Is it 10 or 15?
10.
10,000. Yesterday it was 5, today is 10. Okay, we got 10,000 bob up for grabs. We're still looking for Lawrence. Tukimpata na tumeverify number, 15,000 bob yake tuko nayo bado. We still have 15,000 bob. Iko hapo imewekwa kwenye kitita hapo. So please Mugambi, make sure Mugambi is nowhere near there. Mugambi asikaribia hapo hata kidogo. Please.
Is it new money?
Hakuna new money.
Hiyo ni new money bana.
Hii ni old money.
That's new money.
Ngoja, wacheni mchezo. Roba na tuenjoy hapa.
That's new money.
No jokes.
That's new
La.
Hey.
But by the way, it's new money. Nime-confirm. New money in there. Wah.
Yeah.
This is serious.
Hiyo new money ni mimi natembea nayo leo.
Wewe unatembea nayo leo?
Baya.
Ati shida nataka kujaribu quick fire.
Mimi nataka, by there I want. I dare you.
Terms and conditions apply.
If you don't get the questions right, if you don't win that money, for every question you miss, unaongeza thao hapo ndani.
Haina wasi.
Tumemaliza hiyo story.
Shuri ndio nani?
Tumemaliza hiyo story. Mukambi, where do we move next?
Let's talk to Hassan. I feel like you're very unfair to him. Ubaguzi. Let
Kabisa.
him write a reply.
But how many am I supposed to get right?
8.
8 out of?
Hey,
Out of 15.
What?
In 1 minute. So it depends on if the counter goes
In
mwisho,
1 minute, in 60 seconds.
60 seconds.
Twende pali tunaenda mtu wangu.
Sawa.
Okay. Usikaribie hiyo pesa Mike.
Mimi niko mbali nayo.
Thank you.
Niko kando nayo kabisa. Unaona mali niko. Safe zone.
Sawa.
Niko kwenye andaki. Sio hiyo. Faisal. Naam. Karibu maalim.
Asante.
Ndio hiyo sasa.
Sawa.
Huko mnasema naotha?
Tunasema setai.
Shut high. Ndio hiyo sasa. It's our guy from Northeastern, yeah?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Karibu studio inakuaga hivi.
Sawa.
Haina sheria sana.
Mnachangamka.
Haina sheria sana. Inakuaga tu hivyo. So Mukami, should we get the show on the road? Is Banat there?
Yes, let's do exactly that. Let's start off with the highlights of yesterday's game. Kenya fell to the Lions of Teranga 3-0. Those games are and continue to be available on SuperSport 7 if you have DSTV Family, DSTV Compact, DSTV Compact Plus, DSTV Premium, and some of those games are available on selected access on SuperSport 10 for DSTV access. I think it's now time for us to catch up with Bernard Ndong, who is in Cairo. Bernard, can you hear me?
Yes, Mukami, I can hear you loud and clear.
Now, I just want you to give us a sense of what transpired yesterday. We know what happened on the pitch, but what was the mood like? Roller coaster of emotions. Kenya seemed to be through at halftime, had kept themselves compact, but it all fell apart. In the second half, what went wrong? What are the reactions of the players and the coaches as well?
Well, just to recap what transpired yesterday, and more specifically, as far as the journalist is concerned, I'm positioned at the media center at the 30 June Stadium where it all transpired yesterday evening, that game between Senegal and Harambee Stars. Now, the media center is divided into different sections. We have Kenyan journalists and Senegalese journalists, because every time there is a game that is happening, the media stand where the journalists can be able to follow the proceedings is usually subdivided into the two countries that are competing on the material day. So yesterday, we were Kenyan journalists were actually dominated by the Senegalese. I understand there are about 70 who are in the country, in Cairo to be more specific, following the proceedings, and they were very vocal. They were very, I can tell you, the Kenyans, we were almost just a small clique of journalists just sitting there observing proceedings after Harambee Stars dominated 60 minutes of the game. And then, well, the floodgates opened and the goals started coming in, one following the other. About 3 goals in the span of 10 minutes. The Senegalese camp was ecstatic. There was even one journalist, I think, who almost fell down. His laptop almost fell on the ground as he was celebrating the performance by their team. But for the tactical bench, that is Harambee Stars, head coach Sebastian Minye said that he was impressed by the squad, their performance in that opening 60 minutes. He felt that they displayed Kenya's pedigree in terms of football against such a big football powerhouse. We also got a chance to interact with Patrick Matasi, the showstopper, the penalty that he was able to save against Sadio Mane. He just recapped to us what went through his mind. Unfortunately, he was
what I told them in the changing room, at least today I saw a team from the first minute of the game, and with solidarity. After in the last minute at 10, after to penalty. It was difficult psychologically, but at least we show solidarity, and it was important because sometimes, the balance is so close between solidarity and to let fall,
Hiyo penalty ya kwanza ukiangalia vile wewe jamaa alikuwa amesimama, nilijua tu nitaitoa because hata ya pili nilikuwa tu ni vile nilipiga step very late, lakini nilikuwa nimechoose the right side na enda hiyo side, lakini vile nilichelewa kupiga step. So penalty ni mtu ana take ndio akona pressure, mimi sikuwa na pressure. Then obviously ni Mane, unajua. So nilikuwa nimesema haitakuwa rahisi kwake kufunga, but definitely it happen na hivyo.
After wafungie bao ya kwanza kidogo concentration ikawa, and then mistakes ikawa, a lot of mistakes huko kwa defense, ndio tuka concede. By the end of the day ingekuwa pia kwa tumeconcede only one goal, tungekuwa pia tumequalify, but sasa tumefungwa bao 3, imekuwa kidogo ngumu.
Right, those are the reactions of head coach Sebastian Minye, showstopper, the goalkeeper Patrick Matasi, and Abud Omar just reflecting on the game. And the underlying theme about all those comments is the fact that Kenya seemed to have dominated possession for some significant period of time, but they seemed to panic in the final 30 minutes of the game, allowing the Senegalese to rally back and secure the victory. But what did the Kenyans who had traveled all the way to Cairo say about the game? We remember it was contrasting scenes. When we beat Tanzania in our second game, they were very passionate, they were very excited, but they were quite subdued after the game, and they had mixed emotions. Some, of course, taking fault with some of the tactical decisions that the head coach made. Others just giving the team a thumbs up for where they've been able to reach. Let's hear what they had to say.
Game haikuenda venye tulikuwa tunatarajia. Of course, when we came for a win, and it didn't happen. There were a lot of like the back line kulikuwa na shida kiasi. The mid was good, but at the end of it the results were disappointing, but still we are proud to be Kenyans. We are proud of our boys.
Tactics za coach, alicheza na holding midfielders wawili. Hiyo ilikuwa to defend, but it never worked. Tumetoa ndani mara 3, but the boys wamelearn lesson yao. At least after 15 years tumekuja AFCON, tumepoteza 2, tukapata game moja. Tumi vijana wamejaribu. Hata hii game ya Senegal ungeona enyewe vijana they were fighting. Walikuwa na fight kupata point.
Tumecheza vizuri sana half ya kwanza, lakini half ya pili we soaked in a lot of pressure. Wali backpedal sana, so the match was being played many a times in our half. Thus the Senegalese were relaxed and we were not even pushing up front.
First half ilikuwa poa, tumecheza poa, tumepress, but I think coach alikuwa na defensive tactic, so imetucost because vile amechange. Coming second half they tried to go offensive, and that is where we did it wrong. And Olunga was a bit low today. Olunga was a bit low, being our main striker, and he was the sole striker huko mbele mazeme to West kiasi, but maboys wamecheza poa sana. Tumelose tactically, but bado tuko fiti, so we depend on Benin and Angola to probably lose to qualify hiyo round of 16, but we're optimistic tutacheza hiyo round of 16, God willing.
Well, the right back was a weak link for us, and the Senegalese got wind of it, and they kept on exploiting it. Every pass they'll use that link, so I think the coach moving forward, he should invest in structures that will make sure that the team is very cohesive.
I'm an Egyptian with Kenyan roots, as you know. I was supposed to be here to support the team. They lost, but they made us proud. So, nothing lost, no love lost. For us, at least we got to see them here in Egypt. And yeah, so all the best for them.
Well, those are the reactions of the Kenyans, and you can just see how deflated they were. They were hoping perhaps Kenya could rewrite history. We've played against the Senegalese in the Continental Showpiece so many times. I understand in the early 90s we lost by a similar scoreline. The last time we faced off against Senegal was in 2004. And unfortunately, we lost by a similar scoreline. And on Monday night, we lost by a similar scoreline. But for the Senegalese, it was a party until the wee hours of today morning. And this is, what was fascinating is that the Senegalese actually had an entire band just cheering to the 90th minute. This is just some of what they were playing. Those are the Senegalese fans after their victory yesterday. Mike, in the beginning of the show, you talked about the different permutations. Well, I must just add on as far as that is that looking at it, the first position obviously is Guinea, and the second is the Democratic Republic of Congo, and then in third is South Africa, and in fourth is Kenya. So in terms of the point system, Kenya currently has 3 points, and one of the fans, the Kenyan fans, just talked about how important it is for 2 teams losing today. Remember, Group A and Group F conclude their third group of games today. So Kenyans would want perhaps that Angola lose against Mali. They would want perhaps Benin lose against Cameroon, and that will mean that we have qualified to the next stage of the championship. Mike and Mukami.
Well, Bernard, today we have Yvonne in studio, and she's going to give us those permutations on that wall to show guys exactly how the groups are finished and who is going to play who in the last matches. But to be honest, for me, Harambee Stars have done their best. We expected when the draw was done, we knew the realistic result is beat Tanzania, try and eke out a draw against Algeria or Senegal. None of those ones worked. We played first half according to our strength. Second half, we tried to change it around. It backfired on us. So the best we can do is, for me, I'm hoping that either Angola or Benin will pick out points out there, let them finish. Wacha wapambane na Farao. Sisi turudi tu home. Mahali tumefika ni sawa tu jamaa. Heshima tu, mahali tumefika ni sawa. But Bernard, thank you very much. Good job done out there. Let's see what happens tonight. Fingers crossed. As a Patriot, it would be good to have Harambee Stars in the round of 16. But realistically speaking, from a football point of view, we've done our best. We'll catch up with you later. So, Gashuri?
Yeah.
Yes.
Teze Bernard,
yes.
Sijui kama bado anatusikia ama bado ashachomoka.
Anaweza sikia na kusikia?
Akiingia huko katika hizo hoteli za Misri, aitishe kitu inaitwa kofta ama mandi. He will not go wrong with that.
Aitishe kofta? Ile ya kukohoa?
Inaitwa kofta.
Inaitwa kofta?
Sio dawa.
Atatuambia ni kofta. Atatuambia ni kofta gani hiyo? Inapatikana wapi? Inapatikana wapi?
Hoteli yoyote ya Misri.
Ndong bado yuko hapo. Ndong, have you visited any of the places? Mugambi is talking about looking for kofta. Na nini ingine Mugambi?
Mandi. Ni pilau za Kiarabu.
Ndong, can you hear us?
Okay.
Ndong has disappeared on it. It's a pity. But I wish he could hear you and we talk about the koftas and that pilau. But anyway, Gashuri.
Yeah.
I know many Kenyans will tell me I'm not patriotic because I'm saying mali tumefika imetosha. What is your opinion?
I think Harambee has done the best they could. Realistically, looking at the table that we were in, at the group that we were in and the table as it looks now, I think it's the end of the road for us. And even if we sneak through, it will be the end of the road for us on Sunday.
It's a possibility, which is actually 80% possibility.
There's a possibility, but you see, I'm also being realistic here, yeah? That hata tukipita hii round tuingie Sunday tucheze na Egypt, hata Sunday tutachapwa zaidi kuliko vile tulichapwa jana. Tuseme tu, unajua ni vizuri saa zingine kusema ukweli. Ukweli mchungu, lakini tuseme ukweli. But so far so good. I anticipated that we were going to win 1, draw 1, lose 1. We lost 2. We won 1. Good show. It's also a good platform for players, at least showcase huko nje. Kipa wetu jana alicheza vizuri sana Matasi first half, lakini pia blanda yake moja ilituuza.
Matasi will never hear the end of this.
Mukami,
you call him the who?
He's our David James. He's a shot stopping. He's absolutely amazing, but when he has to think about the decision he has to make, I think he panics a bit and doesn't know what to do, so he runs out for the ball. But when it's just based on instinct, he'll make the save. But if it's okay, who's marking who, he panics and just goes for...
Every time he gets out off his line, we concede. Yep. So before we look at the explainer with Yvonne, Faisal.
Yes.
Imekuwasha sana, kuna kitu inakuwasha sana. Hebu tuambie ni nini?
I think what Francis said, the goalkeeper was best, but then I also blame the defenders. Our defenders were not on top notch because the only the goal that costed us, even if the goalkeeper came out, there was that defender who was in front of him and clashed with him. So I think the team played well. The mid and the defenders are a bit weak.
I might be stoned for this, but let me just say this and put it out there. Victor Wanyama, how has he been in this tournament? For me, I don't
Of course, we were expecting Victor Wanyama to be. I think many we were looking on him as the player that was representing Kenya in England. He plays in Tottenham. That is a good team. So to my expectation, he didn't play good in this tournament.
I think for me, Victor, out of 10, I would give him a 5, a modest 5. But I think we also expected too much from him and the pressure. But I thought with the experience that he has,
played Champions League.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. With the pressure,
then
pia,
Yvonne, you know,
kidogo maybe ni kama amecrack.
But wasn't it?
And then the other thing, as much as we were expecting more from him, also we need to look at the players. These players, the position were playing, and then they meant that these players never played together for a long time. So he was the only holding midfielder who can get the ball and pass. Good pass to dribble and then pass the ball to the other players. He was the only one because the other players could even not control the ball and make a good pass.
And the other ones were left behind.
I mean, let me just say, in my very unqualified opinion on football, it seems to me that Wanyama was under the same pressure Mo Salah was in during the World Cup. Like he was the one player in the Egypt team and everybody thought he would turn it around. And then people were a bit disappointed with Mo Salah during the World Cup. Remember, everyone thought the same thing would happen. And it's the same thing with Wanyama. Yes, he's playing in the English Premier League. Yes, he's perhaps, at least on the international stage, one of the most experienced players on the team. But, you know, there's a team of 11, and I think it all came down to one person. I do, however, think this was Olunga's game. And just like we were saying, this is what I did. I had zero expectations of the team. So everything they did, they beat my expectations and then some. I think it was a really good experience for us. I mean, we haven't been in the AFCON since what,
15 years.
Yeah, 15 years.
2004.
Yeah, so I mean, this was test the waters, see how it feels, learn from their mistakes, see what works, see what doesn't. And I think, like Faisal is saying, they need to play together a lot more often because sometimes it just felt like the team was a bit disjointed.
Wanyama Messi scenario.
Yes, exactly.
It so happens every so often to Messi.
Of course.
Yes. Michael Olunga was isolated yesterday. The tactics.
And then he's completely he's overperformed. Like he's played.
Yeah, yesterday he was totally isolated.
And this was his moment to shine, and I'm happy for him. I mean, Wanyama shines, you know, in the English Premier League. This was Olunga's moment, and good for him. And
okay, Faisal, just hold it there. Hold it there before you continue. What wanawashwa na hii explain na Yvonne?
Lakini explain na I am so panicked, my friends.
Enda ubonyeze.
As she said, remember we're asking people at home in terms of the expectations, whether Kenya reached them. You said they exceeded your expectations. You're used to the screen. Just come and take a look at some of what the Kenyan
feedback kwanza alafu explain.
After the break, we'll come back and she'll do the explainer.
So where is the feedback? How does this one? This works very differently from what I'm used to. Okay, let's see. So Harry Nyakwar Arube says, guys played their best. Let's hope the bad results in Benin and Angola matches today. Yeah, that's what everybody's talking about, what I'll be telling people. But Mukami will be helping me, just for the record. Jason Sagini says, Harambee Stars performed well to my expectations in the first 30 minutes. After that, they started deep defending and clearing the ball anyhowly with panic and fear. There's Dennis Sampaio says, they performed beyond my expectations. I'm with you on this, Dennis. You say, I'm proud of them and can't wait to welcome them back home. Let's keep Minye as we prepare for the next AFCON. They will use this year's edition's experience to perform better in the next one. We have more. They did their best, says Sheila, especially Matasi. Lakini after first half, I don't know what happened. If there are any lawyers in the room, does anyone know what the word Matasi means?
I know.
Yeah, but I won't say anything because
I'll do this.
No, don't.
That's okay, yeah? It can mean anything.
It can mean anything.
I'll just do that.
But I think he really tried his best. Morata, our team played very well, keeping in mind that we were playing against the favourites and a top team. Our players gave their best. Let's keep supporting them. Is there more? Yeah. Musalia Hannington, kudos Harambee Stars for the game well played. Unfortunately, even if we apply, oh, I saw this one, the Tharakanithi mathematics were out.
Hey, on that note,
yeah, have you finished?
Is there more? Can I go through more? Okay, let's keep going. Polycarp says, holding the lines of Teranga for the first 45 minutes was really impressive for me. We did well. We should now focus on how to sustain our appearance in AFCON. I totally agree with this one. Brian, Brian.
Monte, that one?
Yes, that one. First half, they did very well. Masika was superb. Second half, I don't know why they got confused. But anyway, they tried. But Mohammed, no. Celine Omar, the girls performed, the boys performed really well. I was thinking it's a girl. The boys performed really well, holding on to a number 2 ranked team in Africa for over 50 minutes isn't easy. We lost honorably. I'm proud to have watched it. What a fight. On to the next one. And there's lots more. Remember, the hashtag is Viva Africa 2019. And we're looking out for your feedback. You know the Twitter handles. Is there anything on SMS? No, not yet? Okay, so we'll keep, taking a look at that feedback.
Exactly. So we are taking a very short break. When we get back, those Tharakanithi mathematics will be on screen. We'll be back. And some guys here will be pepetine. We don't know who. In fact, I feel like all of them should pepetine.
But then before you take a break, I'd like to declare here, because I think he is trying to get away from it. The video you saw earlier was myself and Hussein Mohammed. And what did he say, guys? Everyone who's on set, that if he scores a goal, that he will pay 1,000 bob. I blocked his goal. It was a good matasi. Two of them.
Yes.
He owes me 1,000 shillings for the whole nation to hear. Hussein Mohammed. My 1,000. No, it was 1,000.
Yes.
It was 1,000. I will give him that. But Hussein Mohammed, my 1,000, or else the show tonight does not happen.
Threats have been made. We'll be back in just a bit.